All right, so we're at the end of November now, and open water fishing is pretty much over in Maine. So one of the things I like to do at the end of the season is to make sure that all of my gear is ready for next year when the ice goes out and I can get on the water right away. So what I'm going to go over today is how to maintain your bait cast reel. Um, so the things that you're going to need are some reel oil, some reel grease, and you probably don't have to have separate reel grease, but they do make it for both bait casting reels and spinning reels. They make a different grease. And then you're probably going to need a screwdriver. I have a Phillips and a flathead, a small screwdriver, in order to get at your gears. So let's get started. The first thing I like to do is I like to put a little grease on this worm gear here. You can see it right down in here. Now you don't want to put too much on there, so just a little dab, and we get it right on there. And then work it in. And I can definitely feel a difference as soon as I did that. Then the other place you want to get something here is you put a little bit of oil right here on this bar that the line goes. The line goes on there. It moves your line back and forth. So put a little drop of oil on there, and again work it in, move it back and forth, and that's good to go. The next thing I like to do, and every reel's a little different here, but mine's got a little slide lock right here. You just slide it down, and that pops your side plate off. And the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see down in here there's some bearings. So I'm going to get a couple of dabs of oil on those bearings. You just want to get it in a spot where it's going to work down in there, not too much. So I'm going to set that aside. I got those oiled. Then I'm going to pull my spindle out here. And if I look at that, see the back side of the spindle, another set of bearings. So I'm going to put a little oil on there. And the rule of thumb is grease is for gears and oil is for bearings. So I got some oil on there. I'm going to put that spindle back in. Put my side plate back on. Oops, if I can put it the right way here. There we go. My side plate's back on. And I'm going to work it in again. That's spinning good. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to take this tension knob off. This can be a little tricky with your star drag, but get that tension knob off, and you see right under there is more bearings. So again, I'm going to put a little grease on there, a little bit on the shaft there. Put that tension knob back on. And again, work that in. I can already feel a big difference in how this reel is. And then the last thing we're going to do is we want to get it on those gears. So I'm going to get my screwdriver, and I'm going to take this, and again, every reel's a little different. This has a nice little spot here where you can take the screw out and get right at these gears. All right. So now if we look down in there, you can see the gears. And what I want to do is, let me get my hand straight set on here. You want to put grease on there, so you want to squeeze it on for about a quarter of a turn. So I'm going to put my tip of my grease in there, squeeze, and then I'm going to turn a quarter of, well, I better get it situated so I can do that. All right, I'm squeezing, and I'm going to turn it. Well, I can't get it positioned right here. squeeze it, and I'm going to turn it a quarter of a turn. There we go. Then I'm going to work that in there. And I'm going to put my cover back on. And there we go. This reel is now ready to go for next year. I'll have another video on spinning reels coming out shortly after this one, and I'll put a link to it in the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.